Hello, class. It's time for another late night session. I just want to show you a way to maybe clean up the code a little bit in your assignment for Module 4. It's assignment 4-2. So let's take a look at this code and see what we can do. Now, your task, of course, for this assignment is to take this existing code and find the bugs and fix it so that it produces the proper output. But I think we can. I think one of the reasons it's so easy to plant bugs in this code that you have to dig for is because there are so many opportunities for error in code like this. As you can see, I've got a lot of duplication. You see all of this is duplicated. And we're passing around these variables when we could make them member variables, members of the instance of the members of the object. So let's do that. I'm going to make that a public class. So let's move these variable declarations up here. You see they're down here now. So let's move them up here so that they will be members of the class. We'll still make them private. Always a best practice. Remember, you want to let people interact with them through accessors and mutators. Now, we probably haven't talked about that yet, but it's coming up. Private int second choice. So I'm going to go ahead and declare them and initialize them. So we'll get rid of these. So now we don't need to pass those around. So we'll leave this in place. And so since we already have them initialized to 0, and even up here, before we removed it, we had them all initialized to 0. So this was kind of redundant here. So we don't need that. And we don't need to pass them in. So the first time we call write current choices, and we'll go down here and refactor this in a bit. It's going to show red here until we go down and fix it. Basically we just need to get rid of the arguments because we're not going to need to pass anything in. So then we're going to set first choice to 2, but we don't have to set second and third choice to 0 because they're already 0. So that was redundant code. So we're going to set that to 2, for first choice to 2, and we're going to call write current choices again. Then we don't have to set first choice to 2 again because it's already 2. We're going to set second choice to 5, and then we don't have to set third choice to 0 again because it's already 0. Get rid of that. And now first choice is already 2, so we don't need that. Second choice is already 5, so we don't need that. So we're just going to set third choice to 7 and call write current choices again. So that takes care of the run method, simplifies that greatly. So now let's go down here and deal with write current choices. So this is kind of a mess. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so what it looks like what we are being asked to do is figure out, okay, in the first possibility, there are no current choices yet. So that means that all three choices are zero. First, second, and third choice are all still zero. And that's what it's going to be on that first call. So let's do it this way. Make it easy. We'll make an array. And don't worry about anything here that you haven't seen yet. It's coming, believe me, soon. So just go ahead and you know, you're certainly welcome to dig into it and learn about it now. But remember, the challenge in this one is to debug some existing code. So you will be learning about arrays soon, and if you haven't already learned about it. So this is an array, and we're going to go ahead and fill it up. It's only going to get those three things. This dot, I got to do something else. But because those are member variables, they're members of the class. This is the current, the keyword this indicates the current instance of the class. So this current instance of the class, first choice, this second choice, this third choice. So we're going to put all those in an array. So then we can very quickly find out, we don't have to have a lot of branching to figure out if they're all zero. We're just going to say int sum choices equals choices. Choices is our array dot sum. And that's going to give us the sum of first choice, second choice, and third choice. So now all we have to do is check if sum choices equals 0, then we're just going to say there are no choices yet. Else we're going to now we're just going to spin through the same array of first, second choice. And remember, this array of choices, first, second, and third choices, is going to be built every time we call write current choices. So every time we change the value of one of these, and by the way, let's do this. Remember, we have to reference it as an instance variable, this instance of the class. So every time we change the value of one of these variables, we're calling right current choice again. So inside right current choices, this array gets built fresh every time. So it'll have the most current values of each of these variables. Choices. Equals, okay. So else, we're going to now. You may not have seen a string builder yet. It's just a way to build up a string, and I will before the end of this week, I will provide you with a link to some information about the string builder. I just want to make sure you, as you're getting these debugging code assignments, you're exposed to a lot of techniques you'll need to know in the future. So string builder SB equals new. So at this point, we know at least one of those variables, first, second, or third choice, at least one of them has a non-zero value, because the sum of the array of all three of those is not equal to 0. So we know we're going to be saying currently choices are. So we're going to go ahead and put that into our string builder. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to iterate through the choices array. Now we need a way to excuse me, to know if we're on the first element of the array or a subsequent element. And I want to use a for each loop. So let's go ahead and set up an integer variable here, I, initialize it to 0, and also you'll learn about some unary arithmetic operators here in a second. So now for each, and notice that came right up in IntelliSense, for each int choice in choices, and that coincidentally is exactly what we want to do. So I just hit tab and accepted what came up in IntelliSense. Very handy. For each choice and choices, okay. If choice is greater than 0, and then we're going to append choice to the string builder. But first we want to check if I, and this is our unary arithmetic operator, and since I'm putting it on I'm putting it after I, what that means is it's going to evaluate the value of I, which the first time through is going to be 0, and then immediately it's going to add 1 to it. So the first time through, this will evaluate to 0, and the second time through it'll be 1, and so on. Choice greater than 0. No, I plus plus greater than 0. So if we're not on the first one, we want to append a comma to the string builder first. And then, regardless of whether we do that, we want to append the value of choice, which is, one of the values in our array choices. So it's either going to be first choice, second choice, or third choice. Okay, and then we simply need to say console write line toString. So now we can get rid of all of this stuff. So that, to me, that looks a little cleaner. That's if somebody asked me to do something like this, and scalability notwithstanding and such, I would probably do it this way. That would just be my first thought. So let's see if this runs. What could possibly go wrong? Let's see. Started with. Okay, well, it's not exactly what we wanted. So let's see what went wrong. Currently, choices are 2, 2, 2. So why is that being called multiple times? What did I do? See if you can spot the error. I should just leave this in here and post it and let you fix it. Since this is a debugging assignment, but since I broke it unintentionally, I'm gonna fix it. So what I did, I had the console write line inside the for each loop. Put a little white space in. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and build clean, since we ripped out a lot of code. I apologize. I have a lot of congestion this time of night. And build. Now let's give it a try. And there it is. So I believe that is the output we wanted. Certainly, if that's what you give me, I'll accept it. So there we have it. We've simplified the code. I'm going to post this code along with the link to this video in an announcement in the morning. It's Tuesday evening right now. So you'll have it. But that's it. Thank you. I just wanted to get this in front of you before you start working on the weekend's assignment. Thank you.